Hey, what's up? This is Matt with Let's Talk Music. I'm here with Miss Vane. The guys are joining me from Finland today. How we doing?
We're doing fine.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you.
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's noon here. Talking to you guys, it don't get much better. Just sitting here with my coffee.
But that's the best.
So,
Again.
um, well, as we were talking previous before I started recording, it took us some time to set this interview up. So I'm glad that you guys were finally able to do it and that we were finally able to talk. At last, when we had talked, the single was All the Same. Is that still the same latest single, or do you have another one out now?
We don't have steel, but
they're releasing in a couple of weeks. Yeah,
12.
Okay. So All the Same is still the current single.
That's still the current single. Yeah.
Okay. So I read in the press release what your take on it is. And I mean, you can pick up on that, but if you don't mind, could you explain the meaning behind the song?
Meaning behind the song, it's about like false reality, basically in the social media, the people trying to seem better than they are outside, and
criticizes that,
and it criticizes that.
Yeah, and I get that. You actually you hit the nail on the head. I mean, you do. You see it on Facebook all the time. Life is so great and grand and blah blah blah, and then you hear, yeah, it's not so great. But I mean, I think people are so eager to post positive stuff. They don't want to always post negative. And I mean, I get where you're coming from with the song, and the lyrics were great. The music was great, but I really enjoyed the lyrics. You know, Going from a nice vocal to a more harder vocal. I wouldn't say completely unclean, but it was a nice switch up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So you two are brothers.
Yes, we're brothers. Yeah.
And he's older.
I'm older.
Oh yeah, mine's.
Had to mention that.
I got some gray ones in there. So how long you guys been doing music together?
We started 2018. I think it was 2018 summer. We decided to finish some songs Eetu had in his.
A lot of unfinished demos on archives, and we started to think we need to do something with these and try something.
And here we are.
Yeah, I know that when I was go ahead.
The band started as a small scale studio project first at 2018, and first release we had was 2019, and it was song called Love Won't Fail. I don't know if you have heard that, but
I have not.
There was another song also released in 2019. There were more pop rock style. Yeah.
And I read that in your press release. It says that you guys were just a duo, and then in what was it, 2021, it says you guys grew into a real band finally. That's your words. So so obviously you brought on two more people, and
actually
three more. Yeah,
three
more.
Okay.
Two guitarists.
Never mind. I can't count. It's still early here. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, wait a minute, there are five faces.
Yeah.
So how did the name Miss Vane come about?
I don't know. It was kind of a word play. Miss Vane, we have such a similar sounding words in Finland.
Mm-hmm.
Like missä vain, it means wherever.
Okay.
And that was kind of a wordplay.
Yeah, it sounded cool.
It sounded cool, yeah.
And that's why now that.
Well, and I was talking to a lady last night, in an interview, and their band is called Blood Moon Wedding, and I was like, that's a really cool name. How did you come up with that? And it's I mean, we're talking hundreds, at least 100+ years of music that's been produced, and bands that have been, out, and it's like, trying to come up with a name has got to be a bit tough. I mean, something that hasn't been used before. Coming up with a name for a song has to be a bit tough, that hasn't been used before.
Yeah, I think all of the songs has been discovered. So,
and I mean, you guys, I've done a few interviews from Finland, and you guys got a hell of a rock and metal scene over there. So, like,
what?
You guys have a hell of a rock and metal scene over there in Finland.
Yeah, yes, we have.
I mean, every band that I've done from Finland, actually even just Europe, Italy, Germany, whatever, has been pretty kick ass. So, you guys definitely, I've compared it to like Western metal, and honestly, your metal now is like, oh, is there somebody else joining?
Kassu must be joining, yeah.
Okay, well, let's welcome them in.
Guitar player, yeah. Yeah, Kasperi. Connecting.
Yeah.
He said he might drop by.
Okay,
we weren't sure.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
I can get that way. I can get everybody's take on the music. Are you in there yet, buddy?
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
You have audio. You don't have video.
Oh yeah, just a minute. If I configure my camera over here. Not sure. I'm on my iPad, so
Okay.
you can carry on. I can wait here.
Well, I just welcome to the party.
No,
there's a guy.
Yeah. Hi.
So,
Cheers.
me and the guys were just talking about kind of the metal scene, the rock and metal scene over in Finland, and we've discussed the single All the Same, and so you're the guitar player. Are you lead or rhythm, or do you guys have a lead and rhythm?
Well, we share basically about who's the first to learn the lead parts will be the lead guitarist of that song, etc. But almost all the solos are played by I, but lead stuff is usually shared.
Okay. So how did you guys meet, man? How I know that we did discuss that they were a duo, and then they brought on 3 more guys, and how did you connect with Myth Vane?
So Mikko and Ed were looking for players, musicians for the band, and I saw their this post on internet. There's this forum called Musiikoiden.net in Finland. There was this post that they were looking for guitarists, and I answered that post.
Okay.
And we hired him right away.
Right away, immediately.
he was hired.
And also the other guys, it happened really fast. We
Yeah.
found the group pretty fast.
Hey, that's a plus. I mean, not a bunch of auditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean that works out. Um, what about any shows? You guys getting ready to play any gigs at all?
Yeah, we have couple
Yeah,
of
you can say.
We've played a couple of gigs and it's fun. We come along together pretty nicely and playing goes on well.
Now,
you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
And there's
if
this.
fresh band and started just, but still, still it goes pretty well.
Yeah.
awesome.
An upcoming show is what is it? A week away, so it's 8th of April.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cool.
next show.
Is that somewhere local, or you guys got to travel a little bit?
It's a local show, but the venue is kind of new, so it only started around last November or December.
Oh, okay.
Or January, somewhere around there. But it's a local venue at this. How could I say? It's the center of Tampere.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys like are you playing on the bill with somebody, or are you headlining? What's the deal there?
So that is our first gig where we're kind of a headliner, but I don't know, the other band which performs with us there is kind of same caliber. They are on the same rehearsal space as we are.
Okay.
So it's kind of a body band we're performing with that night.
Nice. And like, what's the capacity for people at the club, at the venue? Do you know?
I don't know. I have no idea. Something about, would I say 100 to 100 or 200 people?
Okay.
No, 100 would be closer.
Now, like when you guys do live shows, I mean, are you real interactive with the crowd, or I mean, do they feed off of your music?
Yeah, we
Well,
tried.
yeah.
We try to connect them to the audience, if audience is there. That's always a question mark, especially we are starting band still, and
Well, I mean, you got to look at it this way. I'm thousands of miles away, and I've heard of you, so that's a plus.
and that's great, and that's unbelievable some way.
I mean, the power of the internet and social media. I mean, it just you came through from the publicist, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely like to talk to him, and that's how all of it works. But it's nice. I mean, I do, like I said, I do bands from all over the world. I don't turn anybody down. I only speak English, so if the person doesn't speak very good English, they usually don't want to talk. We'll do like an email session or something like that. But you know, uh, it's been amazing to talk to, and I mean, again, technology. Here you guys are thousands of miles away, and we're just sitting here talking about your band and music, and I got my fancy fake studio in the background, so it's pretty awesome these days.
Yeah, it is quite amazing. Yeah.
So, like, is this your first musical endeavor ever, or did you guys do something prior to 2018?
Well, yeah, we have done lots of things before this. I've started 1995 with my first kind of band, and wheels have been turning.
Okay.
And we have got ourselves to this point, and we're happy.
Well, good. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I have played about 15 years now, and that time included lots of bands and tries. Also,
Yeah, it sometimes happens that way, but I mean, it looks like, it sounds like you guys have found what you've been looking for, with this. And I mean, especially, with starting in 2018 and then the whole pandemic thing. I know that really screwed up a lot of things, but I mean, obviously it kind of helped you guys if you got all kinds of demos that you did that you're able to, produce.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't that for us because we were working on studio by a whole pandemic, through whole pandemic.
And I heard that over in Finland, or I think it was Finland, that they would allow like 3 to 4 people in a room if that was the case to do, a project or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's nice because they didn't do that here. We were locked down. There was no gatherings, no nothing. It was almost like being in prison.
Oh
yeah. Basically, it was the same here. But there was this capacity of if there were gigs, there was this capacity of 10 people that can attend, or otherwise it will be forbidden to arrange these gatherings or gigs at all.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I did here, because the band that I talked to said that they were able to get together and produce and mix and stuff like that. Do you guys do your own producing and mixing, or do you sub that out?
We have a crew, and we have our producers, and we work together as a team. We have Nico and Joel were our producers. We started working them with Eetu and back in the 2018.
Yeah. Everything started at this band when it was a good luck I found that Lindfors Productions, which is US company, and everything rolled after that. It started like that.
Yeah.
After that.
Well, I mean, and that's good. I mean, it's that's what you want. You want to get that momentum. And it sounds like, even though you had the pandemic, it really didn't stop your momentum. And that was a big thing with a lot of bands. They was like, we were just starting to pick up. We were rolling great. We had shows lined up. We had this lined up, and then bam, nothing. And it was rough. I mean, there's quite a few that, from the United States that didn't survive. There's quite a few venues that didn't survive the pandemic. So it was really a a blessing once the statistics started going down, and we were able to attend shows again. When it first started, when you went to the club, you had to show your vaccination card and wear a mask, but people wanted to get out and jam so bad that they didn't give a shit. They were like, okay, I'll wear a mask and be hot as hell, but sweat dripping out from their mask and everything. But hey, they were out and about and having a good time, and that was, I think, very helpful in a lot of ways, and what people needed at that point in time, because it was just like we were in kind of limbo, like, is this like the end of the world? Is this a new plague? What's going to happen? And it worked out, I think, fairly well for a lot of people. And one of the things that I have said to musicians that I think is another great part of the pandemic was that with not being able to produce, mix, all that stuff, you were able to sit down and write quality music. You know what I mean? Instead of being rushed to produce something, you could sit down and say, okay, let's change this, let's tweak this, and it was able to. A lot of bands said, yeah, man, we revised many songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't all bad.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
Yeah.
think about it too. There's nothing that bad. Even there ain't nothing good about it.
right. So, like, who influences you guys? Like, who do you? We'll just go one by one. I mean, we'll start with you. Was the person that you really heard? Like, man, I want to do this.
Yeah, you mean like a bands or
Yeah, bands or a musician.
my number one has always been him. I don't know if you have heard him from it's
Yeah.
Finnish band. And that's my number one always.
How about you?
Me. Or you mean it?
You can go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Well, most influential player or band for me was probably Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith. And when I turned older, I got interested in heavier music, especially the metal music, like this chugging riffs and stuff. But at the start, I was really blues influenced player.
Okay. Now, do you still like to play the blues at all?
Yeah, I do. It's kind of my roots where I stand.
Awesome.
But, I like to explore heavier types of music, like down-tuned guitars and so blistering this shred type of solos. It's kind of, you always learn new things when you concentrate on new stuff. And
No, and I mean, go ahead.
But I have a history of metal bands, so this isn't my first like a metal type of band I'm playing in. But at the very beginning, I was really into blues and these pentatonic types of bands. And
Well, and I mean, that's kind of, what it's all about is, learning new stuff and moving forward. And I mean, if you're taking, blues roots and newer metal, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
yeah, probably. I hope so. I can't. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
And what about you, buddy? Who's your influences?
For me, that's a very difficult question. But the most important bands are, for me, is Nirvana and that Finnish band called Timo Rautiainen and Trio Niskalaukaus. They're the most important bands for me. And yeah, and still, like Asu spoke there, I'm still playing pretty blues way, the very basics.
Well, I mean, blues, man, blues can be very hard to play. Blues, jazz. I've talked to people that play that style of music, and it was like drumming and guitar work is quite complicated when it comes to it. So
Yeah.
I think that having that beginning and then turning to metal, all of um the switches and all of the different harmonies and stuff are come a lot easier to you. than if you just did, pure metal. I mean, a lot of people have started with a blues background or, some kind of, some, you know, I know a guy that plays metal now that he started with a country background. He's a drummer. And he said, honestly, he says, some country songs that I played were harder than some of the metal songs I play. But, it all just depends on, what you're into. And I mean, you guys, obviously you're rocking the Metallica shirt and, it's, which, is like my, that's follow the sun.
I have King Satan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've just got my own design, but yeah, I mean, you guys, I mean, Metallica is probably one of the most influential metal bands ever, besides Black Sabbath, I'd say. And they're one of my favorite bands. I've loved them since Ride the Lightning, and so it's I have really opened up my mind and my eyes and ears since I started doing this, because you can't be closed-minded. And I feel like no matter whether it's something that I'm really into that I'm going to buy an album or listen to it over and over again, or if it's something that I heard once, like, okay, yeah, that's cool. It's your expression, it's your art, and I'm nobody to judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do, however, like your music, but I'm saying people like, oh, that sucks. And since I've started doing this and stuff, I don't think that's right.
No, you can't say that, because like you said, who am I to judge anyone's art?
Right. I mean, it's just like seeing a painting on the wall. You might not get it, but 100 other people do.
That's true.
So I mean, art is art. It always has been, always will be. It's people's expression. And you guys have done a great job with it. Like I said, I really enjoy the song, and I'm looking forward to the next single. You said what, the 12th?
Yeah, 12th this month.
Okay. Yeah. So we got that coming out on the 12th. You guys are doing a gig here shortly, so it sounds like Miss Vane is making moves.
Yeah, we are, and trying to go forward no matter what.
Yeah.
Try to avoid stops.
yeah. That's our goal. That we are pushing ourselves to.
Awesome. And I mean, you guys seem that everybody seems happy with this current lineup, so we can expect you guys to make more music.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. All right, guys. Well, we're just about out of time. I do appreciate you guys joining me today. I know it's evening over there, so you're what, 5 hours ahead of us. So yeah, you're
seven actually.
7, is it?
7 actually, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Never mind. I was thinking of Germany's 5. Let's see, man. I'm trying to remember all these. I need to write shit down because I'm like, I get so flustered. Like I've had people sending me. Yeah, it is. I mean, like I'm Eastern Standard Time. I'm like, it's but yeah. Seriously, I do appreciate you guys being on. And I'm glad that after all of the communication, we were finally able to connect. I was really hoping that you guys would remember today, but I think I'd already deleted that email, the last email that we sent. So I was like, shit, I got to try to find that and say, hey, are we gonna connect? And then I saw it pop up. I was like, good deal. So yeah, I really, man, I enjoy talking to you guys, and man, best of luck in your music. And when the new single comes out, I'll take a listen, and I'll hit you up through email or on your website, and we'll get this interview up on YouTube and try to get you shared around here in the States.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Matt.
So
yeah,
we appreciate it.
Yeah,
and keep on the good work.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And there's this pre-save link on our upcoming single, so you can save it if you wish.
Okay. Sounds good. I will do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a lot of editing to do today. So yeah, I got like 6 bands to do. I've been kind of lazy. We've had some stomach bug running through our house, so nobody's really felt like doing anything.
A lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to work and then I'm coming home, going to bed. That's about it. So, and then this is my, side project that, I would love to someday turn into a full-time gig, but right now, um, bills don't care what I love. They care about what I make.
Yeah, that's how
it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we appreciate what you do. This was awesome.
Well, thank you.
It's very important for a starting band like us.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very
but very glad to help. And you guys have a good evening. And like I said, I'll look forward to the new single.
Yeah. Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And good
All
day.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.